Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I wanted to try a few techniques that you usually use in watercoloring and see if they work with alcohol inks. And well, as you can see, they kinda do. And yeah, so I have kitchen foil, I have sea salt, acetate and Yupo paper. And the first technique that I'm going to try is the crackle glaze effect. Is that a good word? I'm not sure how it's called in watercolor actually. Probably should look it up. But yeah, and I'm using just two colors. You can use any you like, of course. And you can either use blending solution or not. With blending solution it takes a bit longer to dry, and it already took all afternoon, so yeah, okay. Anyway, you turn the foil on the paper and then leave it to dry. And sorry, I have to clean up my mat in between. But I was very impressed with this technique, as all the ink transferred from the foil, the cling wrap, what you want to call it, we call it foil, huishoudfolie, to the Yupo paper, which is not at, well, not at all absorbent, it's plastic, isn't it? So, and here I'm using blending solution, also two colors, and off screen I made a third one that turned out a bit pale, but I was keep checking if it was dry, so this one kind of failed. So that's the important thing, is that you have to leave it alone until it's dry, otherwise your crackle effect will disappear, because the foil, or the wrap, cling foil, it's aluminium foil, isn't it? So cling wrap will shift, and then your pattern will also change. So here I'm just using the ink and blending solution directly to paper. And honestly, I don't really recall which colors I used. I just picked some for my basket that I liked. And for this technique, I'm going to try the sea salt method. Sorry, which worked okay. I sprayed it with ink as well, just alcohol, just to make it move a bit more. So just plain sea salt, which is that coarse one that you use in watercoloring as well. When I keep all the granules after I let them sit there, because they got nice color, and then I will make a shaker card eventually one day. So then I thought, can you ink smoosh? So I cleaned it off first, because I wasn't sure if it was properly clean. It felt a bit tacky, if I'm being honest, not sure why. So usually you would do this with maybe with your watercolor markers or your distress inks. And well, I decided to just put it on the corner and then use the acetate to move it around a little bit. And he'd set it in between carefully, because it's Yupo, but that one I didn't like very much, but you could see the stripes. So I'm putting on a little bit more. You can build it up, I guess, as much as you want, just with the same as with water. Just make sure you heat set in between, so the layers don't mix and mingle. I think that one actually turned out to be my favorite as well, and I'll clean that up later. I might have to do it more often. So usually when you do alcohol ink techniques, you use those foam applicators. I don't have them, so I went for these foam brushes, I think they are called. And I'm just putting some ink on the the bristles, I don't know, on the top there in a line. So I thought maybe I can draw with it, and I use greens and blues, and then I just wipe it. It's a bit weird because the foam brush, it's very bendy, so it takes a minute to get used to it. I never use these. And then I'm wetting a kitchen towel with alcohol ink, rubbing alcohol, just to blend it on the paper a little bit more. So with watercoloring, you probably won't put all the colors on your brush like that. I actually haven't tried it, but you would, you know, make stripes on your paper and then spray it with water. And I have alcohol ink or alcohol blending solution, which is this one, and I'm just trying to make a pattern. And that would actually be, in watercoloring, it would be water and lifting up your paint again. But of course, there's also something called alcohol lift ink, which normally you would use with your stamps. And I thought maybe I can use it with a pencil as well, or a paintbrush. So here again, I'm kind of blending it with my kitchen towel, just to get the harshness off and make a mess on my desk. And I like the difference, because with the blending solution, it kind of spreads on the paper, and this one doesn't really. So you can be more precise, and yeah, it lifts. Actually, I think the effect is the same. It's just how precise you want to be with it. Because you can see, you can actually do squiggly lines and they remain squiggly, and that doesn't happen with the blending solution. Yeah, I keep going back to that. Definitely my favorite, and I love the color combination with the green and the blues that I made with the stripes. And yeah, blending solution never really worked for me with stamps or anything, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong, but I'm letting it dry there and then wipe it off. I thought because it's alcohol ink, it would dry quicker. So that's my watercolor salt. I'm gonna put this one in to look how pretty. But yeah, it wasn't quite dry yet, as you can see while I wipe it. So I'm putting a bit more salt on it. But yeah, it did react. And I have to be really honest, this is not my favorite technique with watercolors either. And well, these have to dry, so I will come back in a few hours for you, in a few seconds, to show you how they turned out. You see, I'm lifting off the ink and the pattern reveals itself, and I'm a bit scared of wiping, but it worked. See, blending solution went blended, and this one stayed in place. So it just depends on the effect you want to get, of course. And this one I'm just going to use normal alcohol, because I use blending solution and lifting on the other two. This one works as well. So I let them dry all afternoon, And as I said before, because I was curious, I kind of fiddled with it too much, and you can see where the cling wrap lifted on the left, and on the right there's still the crinkling effect. I guess, you know, if you wanted to be sure, just leave it all day. And the other side is also pretty, but this is of course the side I went for. And there's a few shiny spots I was, well, kind of worried they weren't dry yet, but if you cut up little pieces from it, I think it will look really cool. And this one was the third one I made off screen with well, a periwinkle, I think, more lilac-y colors. And you can see the wrap is all clean, and it all got onto the Yuba paper. So here's a close-up. This is the one I made in the previous video. And yeah, this is the blues. I really like this color combo. And alcohol lifting, the ink smooshing or acetate smooshing. I think, you know, you could also try acrylic block printing like we did a few years ago. And I put some more salt on it, and you can see it looks a bit like a galaxy now, I think. Purple galaxy. So that was my experimenting with watercoloring. I think they worked, and they're more or less the same successful as with watercolors. So please try them out and let me see how yours turn out. So thank you for watching. Bye.